Okay, guys, I'm back. They fucked up my order. They gave me Sprite, and I called them a very strong word. I had to get rid of that stream. A word that YouTube doesn't like. Even if... Anyway. All right. Today, we're going to talk about the difference between black girl magic and white girl magic. This is a Marian man's perspective. Let me start by saying this. I love women. That's for all the idiots who think I wouldn't love women based on this. I mean, this is a good video, so people aren't going to think I don't like women unless they're completely fucking stupid. I would use the R word, but then again, I don't know how far I'm going to go. I mean, I'm going to get pretty big, and then I'll be like, oh, we can't keep your channel going because you use the F word, the N word, the R word, the B word, the C word, okay? And the K word. All right, so anyway, I love all the different flavors. I love what women are and how they're just magical, interesting creatures. They're just funny little monster beings. Anyway, I love women. I think they're great. I'm just reading my notes. I love women, especially the ones who have left their mark on me, but not all girl magic is the same. Now, there's a lot of talk about black girl magic, and I hate it because I think it's stupid. But then I do get it too. I do get it. I do get it. The contributions, the beauty, and all this stuff. I do get it. But I feel like it's a little bit pandering. I feel like it's a little bit like I met this girl, and she'll probably watch this and get offended, but fuck her. I don't care. And she was like, I use my white privilege and my voice because these for people who don't have a voice. I'm like, I got a voice, bitch. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Anybody that has like brown skin and acts like they don't have a voice is a fucking idiot. They shouldn't have a voice. Fuck them. All right. So anyway, this is an irreverent channel, and I let her know that. I don't know. I got text from somebody from the protest, so God bless you. I'm not being insulting. I'm just saying we all have a voice. Any bitch-ass nigga that doesn't think they have a voice is a fucking loser. Fuck them. All right, so anyway, today we're going to be talking about... I've just gotten so caustic in these videos lately, and I actually like it about me. I used to judge it. I used to feel bad about it. These are all those years of being a nice person when, in my mind, I was thinking of strangling the people I was being nice to. Anyway, so there's all kinds of magic. And the reason I'm making this video is because there's not enough talk about white girl magic. White girl magic is real, and it exists, and nobody really talks about it. And if a white girl says something about it, people say, shut the fuck up, you white bitch. Nobody gives a shit what you have to say. And so I, as a Marian man, am going to talk about it. And I'm not putting white girls on a pedestal because I don't care about them. I'm not putting black women on a pedestal because I don't care about them either. I'm just sharing something that is honest, and I don't ever hear anyone talking about it, and I have the balls to fucking say it because I'm willing to risk everything to be me. Because why the fuck should I live a life that makes other people happy, but I'm miserable? I did that for 41 years, and I'm done. So fuck you if you think that what I'm saying is wrong. You can go somewhere else. All right? I know eventually I'm gonna get this channel. I think my channel's gonna be all right, but I say a lot of really hard things and people just can't take it. I'll never probably ever be monetized, and I'm okay with that. I don't want your dirty fucking money, YouTube, even though I'm eligible for it. All right. Let me turn the light up on here so I can read you motherfuckers' goddamn stuff. All right. Let's see. Gael, that's a cool name, actually. Hello. Hey, Gael. All right. Bo Audits. Hello, Bo Audits. Patricia, I think I remember you from before. Thanks for coming back. Dude distinctly follows Andrew Tay. Definitely follows. I don't think he has a YouTube channel. But thank you, Teal Cult 45, for making an assumption. Most guys think like this and feel like this. They're just too much bitch-ass niggas to say something about it. They're too afraid to say something about it because they have jobs and they have families and they have... Most men are fucking gobblers. That's all I'm going to say about that. They're bitches. And that's not a reference to females. That's a reference to the colloquialism related to bitch. It's a colloquialism that describes a weak person. They're pussies. And it has nothing to do with women. So there are different types of magic. There's black girl magic and white girl magic. We don't talk about white girl magic enough. We talk about black girl magic, right? Black girls, they're so amazing. They're so beautiful. Her. Yeah, okay, right. That's true. But I feel like it's insulting because it's almost like patting someone on the head. It's like, you're good. Oh, you're so good, boy. Good boy. It's like patting a dog on the head. Good boy, good boy. So I feel like it's insulting, the black girl magic thing. And the sad thing about the blacks and their culture is that Black culture is less than 100 years old. It doesn't exist before then. But maybe it's 80 years old, since James Brown said he was black and he was proud while he was on like fucking cocaine or something. Still love James Brown, greatest dancer of all time, but he was drugged up. And so anyway, he said black and proud, and then Marian people decided to destroy their identity and become blacks. So I don't know why they did that, but I stayed Marian. I know, I look a lot younger than I am. All right. Talk about how clouds aren't real. Okay. All right. Cool. We'll talk about how they're not real. Sure. Whatever. A teal cunt. I'm sorry, teal cult. That was an accident. Rolling eyes as a man having a... Oh! I'm just going to do my thing here. Those of you who like it, show some love. Everybody else can go fuck yourselves. All right, so this isn't about comparison. This is talking about white girl magic too. I want to bring white girl magic to the forefront. Like, I think white girls don't get enough credit for being what they are, because people assume like white girl beauty and femininity and magic is just accepted. It's considered it's seen as a given, right? And so that's why they created this whole idea of black girl magic, right? Beauty and sophistication, all of the stuff, right? You're contributing to society, and you're amazing, you're strong, you go girl. And it's kind of pandering, it's stupid, and it's insulting, but unfortunately a lot of girls that identify themselves as black are too stupid to pick up on that. I'll point it out. A lot of Marian women that call themselves black, they get it. They're like, yeah, stop pandering to me. I'm just a person and I like myself. I don't need you to like big up me because I'm so down here. That's why I hate white liberals. I fucking hate them. And I hate marijuana smokers too. You guys can go fuck yourselves. All right? So this isn't about comparison or competition, because none is better than the other. I think white girl magic is amazing. Black girl magic is amazing. It's all amazing if it works for you. And so today I'm going to be talking about the 5 different types of white girl magic, black girl magic that I've noticed. And you'll notice I'm using black girl. I never will call Marian women black except for in this video. And I'm going to use quotes because I hate calling my people black. It's such a fucking insult, and it's so goddamn stupid. I'd rather just call them niggers. I mean, the same fucking thing. Anyway, but I'm going to use black girl magic, white girl magic. And you guys can fight each other in the comments. It boosts my algorithm. So those of you who like it. And I'll every once in a while glance over. If I see hearts go up, I'll answer your thing. I'll answer your thing. Or I'll read your question or something. Otherwise, fuck you. All right. So this isn't about comparison or competition. It's about appreciation and honesty. So before we start, let's define black girl magic. Socially, it's often referred to the idea of beauty, resilience, and accomplishment of Marian women that stupidly call themselves black. That's okay. They can't help it. It's 2 generations of stupidity, so I'm not going to blame them. But anyway, they're Marian women, but they call themselves black and African-American. And so this includes their unique contributions culturally and their strength and creativity. Oh, by the way, this channel is extremely irrelevant. Yes, this is Christianity. It's Christianity that actually fucking works. All those gummy worm gospel gobblers can go to fucking hell. Anyway, but there's no rhetoric really around white girl magic. And so this video today, I want to point out the beauty of white girl magic and be honest about it, because I think white girls are great. So we're going to talk about both white girl and black girl magic and bring that into the conversation. Thanks for the love, William. Hey, what's up, William? I think I remember you. I love Halle Berry. Love Megan, the Stallion, Gorilla, Ruby Rose. I don't fucking like any of those bitches. They're ugly. No, they're not. They're gorgeous. No, they're actually physically beautiful women. I haven't found any of them attractive. I do not like Halle Berry. Ever since I was a kid, I always thought she was unattractive. I could intellectually, thank you for the comment. I'm just being pejorative. But I could always see how gorgeous she was. I never thought she was pretty. I don't know what it was. Yeah, what's up? Yeah. Okay. All right. I love Barack Obama. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Atlas says how they're not real. He must be referring to white women, because we know sisters are as real as can be. All right. Silas Sanchez, what's up, man? Okay. I need advice. My girlfriend does it. She came with the foggy windows on her car and wouldn't look me in the eye when I talked to her. That's because she's taking that dick, Johnny. Or maybe she's eating pussy or something. I don't know. But she's fucking somebody in that car. Get over it. Move on. Get another woman. Or maybe ask her if you can join. Maybe you like to take dick too. I don't know. All right. So anyway, we're going to talk about black girl magic, white girl magic, and we're going to go all over the place. You're a Christian. You talking about stuff like that? Yep. God is real. and it is what it is. All right, the obviously. Okay, let's before we begin, for all the dumbasses that get in the comments that want to be righteous pieces of shit. Before we begin, look, this doesn't apply to all women that identify as black or white. Everybody's an individual. So if you're too stupid to know that, you don't need to be on this channel. Go fuck yourself. Go somewhere else. This is about Americans who fit into these limited categories of black and white. All right. This is about my personal experience with these women. I haven't fucked any black women or white women. Actually, more white women than black women. I don't care, though. I'm happy about it. I like pink nipples. This is about magic, okay? This is about magic. It's not about real, everyday, practical considering life. Like, white girl magic and black girl magic is just a thing, right? I'm focusing on the magical, fanciful, extra shit. Everyday white girls and everyday quote-unquote black girls just are regular people living their regular fucking lives. Don't watch this and be a dumbass and go out there and be like, ooh, my sister, or ooh, white girl magic. No, don't be a fucking idiot. Don't be a fucking idiot, but don't blame me, because I don't give a fuck what happens to you. If you get thrown in jail, get your ass kicked, good. You deserve it. Okay? So I'm just making that clear. Don't be a dumbass, all right? This is about magic. It's not about, like, I'm talking about magic, okay? Stuff that's extraordinary out there, okay? By the way, I want to make these following things clear as well. I don't use the term black or African American because I have a functioning brain and I'm more than 2 years old. Also, I know how to read and I know history. So I don't call people that look like me black because I graduated from kindergarten and I'm one of those people that knows the difference between the different colors. If you don't know the different colors, go to fucking Kmart and get yourself a goddamn box of crayons and read the colors. One is black, one is brown. We look more like brown, dumbass. All right? All right. I know my history as well. I actually know my history. I went to my ancestral land, so I'm Marian, so fuck you guys if you think otherwise. All right? And I don't like insulting amazing, beautiful women who my ancestors were and who were my caregivers and my nurturers. So if they were my sisters, nurturers, ancestors, ancestresses, matriarchs, great women in my family, then I'm not going to call them black, even if they want to call themselves black. If they want to insult themselves, I'm all good with that. I'm just not going to join in on it, okay? So you call yourself African-American and black, fuck you. You can do that. Oh, these bitch-ass niggas with these fucking goddamn cars. I'm not going to say anything because I'm going to drop a couple of F-bombs. All right. I think he has an anger problem. All right. So anyway, that's that. Let's get that out of the way. No blacks, no African Americans. We don't do that. But for the rest of this video, I'm going to use black and black because there are too many people that have been brainwashed in the gummy worm gospel. They don't know what a Marian person is. All right. It's just for the dummies who didn't graduate middle school or whatever the fuck. Wherever they teach you colors, you didn't graduate that. Okay. I'll use air quotes too to just let you know black's a stupid word. Also, I've never had consistent sexual relationships with black women or black women. I've had lots of sexual encounters with white women, but not as many with black women. And that's just because I'm not attracted to black women. Okay, that's just black women. That's just what it is. I think they're beautiful, and I can see that they're physically gorgeous and amazing. But I also am just not a good match. Okay, so that's just merely due to my physical preferences. Again, like I joked about earlier, I like pink nipples. I'm joking. Not all white women have pink nipples. Anyway, so also for you self-righteous quasi-sentient worms out there, this does not apply to all people. So if you're going to drop, this doesn't apply to all people. Everybody fucking knows that. Catch up with the rest of us. This is not kindergarten. This is goddamn doctorate level spirituality, okay? All right. So anyway, these are merely my own reflections as a Marian man, a real Marian, okay, not the fake ones from India, regarding the beauty and contributions of the so-called black women and white women, all right, in my life. I hope this will help men and women. This will help men who feel guilty about race betrayal. Like if you're a Marian man like me and you're stupid enough to call yourself black, I'm sorry for you, but catch up with the rest of us. But it's okay. I'm not going to hate on you. Call yourself whatever the fuck you want. But if you feel bad about race betrayal and stuff like that, hopefully this video helps you. If you are a woman of any kind, black, white, whatever, I hope this just helps you to feel seen, because I'm gonna point out some real shit that a lot of women have like confessed into me, and I'm gonna name them and give you their addresses and their phone numbers so that you can call them and talk to them about it. I'm fucking with you. I'm not gonna do that. All right, this channel is about authenticity, about real connection to the Most High God, and about fucking authenticity. I mean, like, this is an irreverent channel. I can be irreverent. I can be as irreverent as I want to be, because the Most High has covered me and told me to go and do that. So that's what I'm gonna fucking do. This is for real people that want real experiences with God. And spirituality is just waking up every morning, taking a shit, breathing, brushing your teeth, taking a shower, beating off, whatever the fuck you do. Spirituality is everyday stuff. Spirituality is not going and meditating and fucking floating above the sky. That's stupid. That's dummy shit. That's not real. It doesn't work for anybody, but for the psychos that it works for. That's 1% of 1% of 1% of 1% of 1% of the psychos out there. So obviously that shit doesn't work. So that's not what this channel is about. If you see the word Christian and you think of a bitch, I almost dropped the F-bomb. I had to delete a video because I dropped a couple of F-bombs on it. But if you think it's that, then go somewhere else. That's not what we're doing here. Okay? I hope that helps you. So, we're all caught up. All right, what I'm going to say here might hurt your feelings. If you're one of those gummy worm gospel people, go the fuck somewhere else. Point 1, black girl magic versus white girl magic. This is a conversation about subtle power versus powerful presence. White girl magic is typically very soft, okay? And again, there's a lot of white girls out there that are like sisters. They're really strong and they're really like powerful presence. And there are a lot of sisters out there that are like, you know, hey girl, they're like white girls, right? But I'm talking about overall, generally what I've experienced. This is just my experiences. So white girl magic is typically, it's like soft, it's subtle, it's unassuming, but it's impossible to ignore often, because like the way that white women, in my experience, kind of come across is they're not overpowering. Even if they take a strong stance, like they're strong Scorpio, Leo, or something like that, like their stance is often subtle in comparison to black women. So it's like a notice me without trying kind of a quality to it. And they say that this thing is saying like it inspires gentlemen. It doesn't necessarily inspire gentlemen. Like white women, what I found is they're extremely subtle. They're not overt. So when it comes to them, it's harder to be like, they'll say maybe, and that means no. It just means no. Like there are a lot of guys that get these consent violations. That's a consent violation. All these charges and shit. Because she said, yeah, that means no. Okay? So white girls, they're very subtle. And they have a lot of power in that. You know, that's a very feminine quality. And white women typically are seen as more feminine. And in a lot of ways, they really are. Because they have this subtle femininity. However, so-called black women, big quotes, Mauryan women in America. Oh, and by the way, I also point out, European women, African women, Caribbean women are not being considered in this conversation. I'm talking about American women. Okay? Wabba, America wabbas. Okay? So white women in America that are white women, right? And black women from America are who I'm talking about. I'm not talking about European women. I've fucked around with a lot of European women. Amazing. I love European women. They're my favorite. And African women, like Ethiopians and, excuse me, I hate to use the word African, sub-Saharan women, like, and Horn of Africa women, very different. Okay, from Nigerian and all, but they're very different from American women. They're very different. So I'm not including them in this conversation, okay? So if you dating some girl from like friggin' Kenya, she's very different from a sister from Detroit or Houston or Atlanta, okay? It's totally different cultures. Just like a girl from like Milwaukee, white girl from Milwaukee or Orange County, California is not a girl from Poland or a girl from fucking Switzerland or Germany. Love European women. Anyway, so just get that clear. I had to get that out of the way. But anyway, white girls in America tend to be very subtle, very unassuming in this. Even if they're in your face, I'm here to get up, and they are writing letters, and it's still subtle. Like you can just, bitch, get the fuck out of the way. You can ignore her. I mean, she's gonna write letters and call the police, and then you can't ignore that bitch no more. But okay, so white girls are really subtle comparatively. So their energy, their femininity, the way it comes across is like not very in your face. Black girl magic, though, on the other hand, is like very obvious, very in your face. The thing I appreciate about quote unquote black women is that they're very clear. Like what you see is what you get. You know what you're dealing with for the most part. And I'm talking again, I'm not talking about white girl black girls. I'm not talking about Orange County white black girls, big quotes, that grew up with tons and tons of money on it. I'm talking about sisters from like predominantly black communities, right? Very clear, you know what you're dealing with, and they're very authentic, and you know they're like thunder on heels, right? They don't ask for permission, they are permission. They're living embodiments of feminine power. So with white women and black women in America, the it's femininity, but white femininity is like very almost airy fairy. It's floaty, light. It's very light, even if it's hard. And black woman femininity is very like deep and gets in your soul. It gets in your heart. It gets in your soul. So that's why, like, if they ever want to like push a narrative, they'll get a bunch of black women, quote unquote, black women to cry on a screen somewhere. Excuse me. If they want to push violence and get a bunch of men to get violent and crazy and go kill and stuff, you get a bunch of white girls and women to cry and, oh, but if they want to get like you guilty and get to your soul, they put a bunch of black face women, oh Lord, singing Negro spirituals and shit. I mean, they don't do that anymore. It was the 80s and 90s. Now they use something else, but they get black women faces in front of you to get into your like gut and get into your like soul. They want to get your head like, oh, we're gonna go out there and make you intellectually angry and stuff and all that. White faces, white girls, white women. So that's how they do that. But they know that, and so they use those two types of women in America that way. So black women inspire more reverence. White women inspire more like you almost want to stand up and kind of protect them and stuff like that. Black women will stand on their own. Black women walk in prophecy. They walk with power, right? And you can feel it. I mean, everybody, all my friends from Europe, people like, they're like, yo, black women, man, they are like, they're strong. They're very strong. And it's not like they don't have to be noisy and be strong. They can just be there and be strong. Whereas white women are very powerful in the sense of like it's unseen. It's very subtle. So that's, again, these are generalizations, but these are also my experiences. My mother, my aunties, they're all Mauryan women. They call themselves black or whatever. But their power taught me to stand and to know and to be resilient. And so their support and their backing helped me to become very confident in myself in a certain way. Whereas with white women that I've known since my childhood, they always raised me up. They always caused me to feel like inspired in a sense of like imaginative and believing and stuff like that. So I felt more floaty with white women, and they also taught me how to shapeshift. They taught me how to be a chameleon. Black women are not good at that shit. They cannot chameleon for nobody's business. I mean, obviously there are women that identify as black that can be chameleons, but white women, if you want a chameleon, it's fucking white women. If you want a spy, someone's gonna be one way and have like 8 different faces, fucking white women, because they will be one way and Jekyll and Hyde. They'd be somebody else 2 seconds later. I learned that from them. They were my best teachers when it comes to being a chameleon. Like, you watch my old videos, you see me being Jesus is Lord, blah blah, and you see me fuck you Jesus and all that stuff. It's all consistent for me. I'm not looking for people that are tied to one thing. I'm looking for people that can shapeshift like that. And white women, the best ever. They're masters of that. So I needed both things. I needed, the so-called black women that be like grounded, authentic. What you see is what you get. I'm real to the core. And then I needed white women that could shapeshift. Oh my God. And then be like a fucking whore in the bed, and then be like Miss Nice, pretty face, nice in the public. And then she's like doing all kinds of other things behind back. I know too many that were cheating on their husbands. Not with me, because I'm not fucking women that do that. Because, but I know too many that were cheating on their husbands. Too many, man. God, too many. And they were like, don't say nothing. And I was like, I don't give a fuck about your husband. You do whatever you want. He's not my boy. If he was my bro, I would tell him. Like, I would let him know. I would just stop being his friend. I just not hang out with him anymore. But I know too many white girls that like fucking cheated on their husbands. So it is what it is, man. I'm not saying that all white women do that. A lot of them are loyal, but I can tell you some stories, man. Okay. I could tell you some stories, man. I could tell you some stories. And again, not with me, with other guys, but I was close to them and they thought I was gay. So they were just like, they knew, I knew what they were doing and they didn't care. All right. Point number 2, feminine energy. Talked about this a little bit earlier, but the power and persuasion. So power and persuasion to transform from within. The feminine power is the ability to change you from within. A woman can take over your soul and cause you to do things you didn't know that you were capable of doing. And that can be for the good, for the bad. And that's a power that the Most High gave to the female form. The female form transmits that energy better. And so white girl magic, it is soft, like I said before, and it exemplifies the manipulative feminine quality. Anton LaVey said, I'm a hopeless male chauvinist because he said that he is powerless. It's because of envy. He's a male chauvinist because of envy. He was powerless against a woman who is truly manipulative. And almost every man is. And white women have that. I've noticed in my experience. They're soft and very manipulative. And their power is like water. It's like if you got a fire raging in you, if a white girl magic is like the ability to take that fire down immediately, like to knock the fire out. And I have had some days where I was just like, I wanted to kill someone. And I walked into a place and there'd be some sweet, nice girl. I think this was a Latino, so let me take that back. But generally like really kind, sweet, like softness, that feminine softness. Why are white girls more like that? Not because they're naturally that way. It's because they're acculturated to be that way. They're acculturated to be soft and feminine in that way. And so they're taught to be manipulative by society, by their parents, by their culture. And it makes sense. That level of authenticity is not as important in their culture as getting what you want. And they're very good at that generally. And then again, not all white women, but generally when you talk about white culture superficially. All right. So like a lot of white girls, when I've been in really dark places, angry places, if I had a white girlfriend, I never dated a white girl for real. But like if I had a white friend that was a girl and we were hanging out or something and I was going through a hard time, she could knock the fire down. And she's very good at that. They're very good at that. They exemplify the classic muse. This is white girl magic. And it guides you from within through the mystery. Now, are there quote unquote black women that are like this? Of course, there's tons. I mean, there's tons. I can think of like maybe 2 or 3 in my mind. But white girl magic is very cooling, charming, and softening. It carries an air of catch me if you can. It's very subtle. It's very flirtatious in that way. Very charming, and it's laced with delicacy. But that very thing is wonderful, but it can be deceptive and destructive to the masculine ego. And you see all these guys with all these stupid lawsuits. It's like Shannon Sharp. Why the fuck was he fucking a white girl from America? If he likes that, he needs to go to Europe. Get yourself a Russian or a Slav. Like, they know how to do shit. Like some sort of Slavic woman, man. If you like that look, man, go for a Slavic woman or a Bulgarian or something. Don't be a dumbass. Because his problem is he was raised in a black culture by a black woman. And he's approaching these white women like they're black women. And that's stupid. That's going to get you in jail. Get you put in jail. It's dumb. Don't do that. If you call yourself a black man and you want to fuck white women, don't treat them like they're black women. Like they're totally another animal. Just understand that. And if you want a white body but a black soul, get a Slav, get a Mediterranean white woman or something like that. Because they're just, or German woman, like from Germany, not American German, but like from Germany. Strong women, like really strong, very authentic, very like, they're not going to fuck around. They're not going to beat around the bush. What you see is what you get, and you got to deal with it. And I love that about those women. So anyway, like I said, but that's the downside of white girls magic. It can knock your fire down, but it's very deceptive, and it can be very destructive to the masculine ego in that way. You can feel like the king of the world. Oh, I'm going to go do all these things. And all of a sudden you're getting filmed and you're getting recorded and shit. And your ass is going to jail. Okay? So black women aren't so much like that, but they will throw your ass in jail too. All right. Black girl magic, when it comes to like feminine energy, is rooted. It's very ancestral. It is the fire. Okay. If a white girl magic puts out the fire, black girl magic is the fire. It is the fucking fire. There's a heat to black girl magic, and it doesn't flirt like that superficial, playful flirt. It commands power. It's very grounded, much more grounded than white girl energy. And so like black girl, quote unquote, black girl energy when it comes to like flirtation and stuff like that is like, it's not afraid. It's not flighty. It's not flighty. It's not like coming in and out. Like yes and no. And yes, when I say maybe, it means no. It's like very clear, very direct, very landed and grounded. Are there black girls that act like white girls? Of course, duh. But you know, they're not all the same. All right. But generally black girls are like this. The black girl magic isn't elusive, it's authentic and magnetic. Okay? She's like the divine cosmic mother, like the earth or like the cosmos. And that's great. But when she's in her full power, you feel really small as a man. She's unapologetic, authentic, and real. But this can be deflating and depressing to the masculine ego. So both of these feminine energies, as expressed by white women or so-called black women, they have that deflating aspect to the masculine ego, the deceptive, destructive aspect of white girl magic, and the deflating and depressing energy of black girl magic. So just consider it. I mean, that's just been my experience though. The white women that I've loved and known have taught me nuance. And like I said, they taught me to be a chameleon. So I can be a lot of different things, a lot of different environments. I can match any person that I meet. And I learned it from women generally, because women are good like that. But so-called black women are very authentic, like what you see is mostly what you get. And that's why they have a lot of power, because they're pretty consistent for the most part. But black girl magic has taught me to love the truth and to really own that. And, you know, I've always been authentic. I just would cut back on like certain things for certain people. But now I don't give a fuck. You know, I don't care. I just want to live my full life. And if it whatever happens, happens, you know, fuck all. All right. So that's the second point. The third point is soulful versus spiritual. Black girl magic is extremely soulful. Like I said earlier, they're going to put a black woman in front of you if they want you to feel guilty and get to your soul. Like people don't give a fuck about like white girls as far as like certain things. Like white girl, she can only make you feel guilty if she's sitting in front of you and shaming you like this. You're bad. You're bad. You're a racist, sexist pig. Okay. But if they want to hit the masses, they're going to get a sister on screen to start crying about her son getting shot by the police, some shit like that. And everybody's going to figure out, you know. Anyway, I think people are fatigued with that now. So they got to change it up. They got to use a different imagery. But anyway, black girl magic is very, very, very guttural. It's very deep. It's like, again, it gets into your inner parts. It gets in your inner part. It's generational fire. It's holy ground. I hate this terminology. This is the editor trying to make it interesting and poetic. It's the drum beat. It's holy ground. Fuck you, editor. Anyway, I'm sorry. The editor will see this. Who cares? All right. Black girl magic is don't play with me energy, because it's soulful. Spirituality in the hands of black women and black culture is very powerful. Like it's genuinely powerful. Back in the day, and this is why I say black culture is inferior culture, because prior to black culture, we were colored folks, Marian, Negroes, that sort of thing. And it's all whatever. But we would practice our native and ancestral religions, which is hoodoo, voodoo, juju, that sort of thing. And we would utilize that. And it was real, because we were connected to our ancestral spirits through the women. The women are the most powerful sorceresses and magicians and wizards and all that, and witches. Like, but we were still connected to that before we adopted gummy worm Christianity, the bullshit trash that I'm destroying with this channel. And so so-called black women still had that magical power. And so like nobody would fuck with a juju woman. You would not fuck with her. I don't care if you KKK, white, whatever, you were the guy on the fucking top of the thing, you didn't fuck with a juju woman. And so black girl magic has that juju energy. It's like very deep, it's very guttural, it's very earthy, it's very cosmic, and it's like you don't fuck with them if they're tapped in. If they're just like a airy-fairy Christian bullshit, I pray to Jesus fucking trash, they don't have any power. But when they get into that deeper stuff, then you need to fucking watch your ass, because they will end you. Okay. And I've had to deal with that because I pissed off some women in my family I know, and I learned my own magic and got my own ancestral protections. And so, you know, I'm coming out of a very dark period that was initiated by them through their magic. But they're Christian, so they don't, you know, they cover the bullshit. You know, they use the Christian bullshit, but they're witches, very powerful witches. And anyway, but black girl magic is extremely powerful. It's deadly too. If she dreams that your cousin dies, you better fucking check on your cousin, because that motherfucker's probably gonna die. Okay. White girl magic is very spiritual. So black girl magic is very soulful. It gets to your core. White girl magic is very airy fairy. It's all the way up in here in the intellect. Because white people are the most spiritual people on the planet. I know there's a lot of talking to black, quote unquote, black community. The black community is those more, like the conscious black community. We the spiritual ones. No, you motherfuckers aren't. Shut the fuck up. You're not. You're not spiritual. It's the white people. The white people are the more spiritual people on the planet. They're the most spiritual people on the planet. The blacks are the most soulful people. There's a big difference, okay? Marian type people, and I'm going to speak honestly now. Marian people, we are tied into the core of this cosmic energy, this deep, dark energy. That's why we were given so much melanin, to reflect the depth and darkness that we have within us. White people are more like sky gods and angelic realms and spiritual upness. Now, I'm mixed, so I can play with both energies. And most of us are mixed, so you can play with both energies. But white girl magic is very spiritual. It's very up here. It's very angelic and sky god and that kind of thing, right? It's into crystals and astrology. And of course, black girl magic, deeply in astrology. Astrology doesn't care black girl, white girl magic. It's useful on all levels. Astronumerology is useful on all levels. But they'll use more astrology and moon crystals and Reiki and moon cycles and all that shit. You know, they do all that stuff, you know, rocks and all that. And I love it because I do that stuff too. But white girl magic spirituality is like, it's airy, it's meditative, it's gentle, it's up here. It's intellectual, it's up there. It's airy, right? It's up in the sky. It often expresses spirituality like incense. It's airy, intention-filled, meditative. It's about rituals, moon phases, angels, numbers, and all that sort of stuff. And it's cute. It's beautiful. It's not as powerful. If a white girl does a spell on you and she's doing like the crystals and shit like that, you're all right. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you. If she's using black magic, like real magic, all magic is black magic. But if she's using real magic, like that, the black girl magic stuff, like if she's going to juju and like the deep stuff, like hoodoo and voodoo and stuff, not voodoo, that's Muslim, but voodoo and hoodoo and the deeper stuff, and she's really initiated deep into blood ceremonies and things like that, look out. Look out. I have dealt with the white girl magic where I saw like real impacts was with some of the satanic witches that I dealt with when I was coming out of Luciferianism. And they're pretty fucking legit. Like they're on it. Girls that just get pissed at you and do some little circle in the ground. Okay, bitch, you ain't doing shit. So that's that. That's just what I've observed. All right, white girl magic made me curious about the metaphysical. It didn't make me curious. My mother did. Okay, it was quote unquote black girl magic that made me really curious because I saw real magic. I saw real sorcery. I saw real what they call miracles and prayers answered. But I saw real shit. And I come from a long lineage of sorcerers and magicians and witches and stuff like that. They don't call themselves that anymore because 2 generations ago, they let all that shit go. But they'd be lying to your face if they told you otherwise. It's some real magic in our lineage. And so that was the black girl magic stuff. We come from hoodoo traditions all the way down to Creole stuff and Mississippi and all that. And so there's that. White girl magic is great. It's like I said, it's airy fairy. It makes you feel really good. You take the crystals and you do a thing and you feel positive throughout the day and affirmative. But if you want to get some shit done, black girl magic. And I'm talking about when it comes to like spirituality and stuff like that. All right. The feminine inspiration style of black girl magic versus white girl magic. White girl magic often inspires through fragility. Like if you want to get a bunch of guys to get mad and go to war, show a white girl crying, okay? It can be whimsical, dreamlike, aspirational. She's just inspiring you, but she ain't gonna fucking carry you, okay? That's her inspirational style. She's like, you stand up and you go out there and you get it. You be my soldier, all right? Of course, they're not gonna say that necessarily. Even the white feminist girl movement, it's that same thing. It's like, oh, the sex is the patriarchy and toxic masculinity. What are they doing? They're asking you to come in and fix their problem. That's the white girl feminine inspiration style. She's just inspiring you. She's not going to carry you. Okay, you're on your own, bro. You're on your own. I have now. With that said, I've known a lot of white girls that'll stand up for you and have your back. But I'm speaking generally in the bigger. I'm doing this is generalizations, right? Um, she may say she love you really quick. I had so many white girls say they love me, love me, love me, love me, love me, love me. Like, I love you so much. I love you, love you, love you. And I've learned that a woman's love doesn't mean anything, especially when it's coming from like a white girl kind of thing, because in that case, it's like a man's dick. Like if a man has sex with you and you're a woman, it like what does it mean? I mean, it means something in that moment because he really cares in that moment when he's stripping you. But outside, is he gonna like provide for you? He's gonna give you stability and structure and safety and security? No, not necessarily. So I've learned that, like, I've had so many white girls that did love me. You know, they genuinely loved me. But I learned that the love didn't mean that I was gonna get results from that relationship. It didn't mean that it wasn't gonna help me reach my goals or things like that. So the feminine inspiration style with the white girl magic is very superficial, and but don't attach yourself to that. You know, it's like a breeze, though. It will lift you up. Like I have been lifted up by so many white girls when I was in a dark place. My white girlfriends, some of them died. You know, we're not in this world anymore. But some of my most inspiring and beautiful feminine relationships with women have been with white women, and as friends that had my back and saw me in a way that sisters, black women, never fucking saw me, in ways that like respected and loved me in ways that black women never fucking did. Never fucking did. Never fucking once. And so the problem with it is that it didn't last. And so, yes, it inspired me and it helped me to see myself and love myself and stand up taller. But I mean, I hate to say it, like one of my friends, she's just really, I loved her so much. She really opened a lot of portals for me and she was killed. And so in my experience, a lot of the white women that I knew that really had my back, that really were like there for me for real, in a good way, in a deep way, that just really had held my heart, gone. So even if they lived and they were real in the world and they existed, like it didn't last. It wasn't, they weren't there for me, you know? And so, so it brought me up, but it didn't last. It was not loyal. So it was very light loyalty. And I can't blame my friend for dying. I mean, what are you going to do when you're, you know, killed in a car accident? You're going to die. So it is what it is. The great thing about white girl magic when it comes to feminine inspiration style is that their light level of loyalty is going to let you off the hook more easily. So white girls, like I've noticed, known quite a few guys that had relationships with white girls, and it was like it didn't work out, and they're like, we can be friends, and you can be friends. Black girl magic, on the other hand, the feminine inspiration style is different. It inspires you through force, resilience. Like if you're gonna go through hell, black girl magic gonna be there with you. She's gonna be there with you in that hell. She's gonna fucking stand with you in that hell. All right. That's why, you know, the ex that I was married to was African derived. She's mixed, but she had African blood. Nah. If I was going through hell, I was going through hell. By myself, motherfucker. Nigga, I was by myself. All right. By myself, motherfucker. Okay. So, but black girl magic is like, they're not going to inspire you by like, oh, I'm there for you. No, it's going to be like, you have no fucking option. You have no other options. It's either now or never. You gotta, nigga, you do this shit. Okay, it's like a powerful force that pushes you forward. White girl magic is like a soft force that's very subtle, and it pulls you forward. You know, black girl's like, nigga, get your ass out there, kicks you in the butt. Okay, it's sacred pressure that forges diamonds. So, if you've got a so-called black woman behind you, you're gonna kill it. You're gonna fucking get it. Their support is gonna go so deep, and it's gonna land very heavily, and in subconscious ways. They have deep loyalty, but don't fucking piss them off because they also have deep retaliation. But you know, black girl magic is gonna give you from feminine inspiration, because black women are extremely feminine, and a lot of people like shit on black women. They're not feminine. They are fucking feminine. They're probably the most feminine creatures on the planet other than white women. But the thing is, like, black girl magic is that deep femininity. It's the divine mother. It's the deep darkness, because darkness is femininity. It's power. It's deep loyalty. So they will be with you in hell. But when things get light and easy, don't expect them to be like super light and like, oh my God, it's always so good. They may always go back to that foreboding, oh, it ain't gonna work out, like that kind of ideology, which I can't get with, you know. So I need to like whatever. So white women have helped me to fantasize, imagine, and believe, but some have also abandoned me when challenged or called to support and stand by me. So now, with that said, some of my, like I said, some of my good friends, one of them specifically who was killed, died. Um, she had my back, like in a deep and beautiful way. All right. And I've known some women, white women, to like stand up for me like nobody's business, like go toe to toe with whatever, police, whatever, for me. So I mean, not police, not police. Okay, there was some other women that stood between me and the police. Filipino women. That's another video for another day. Filipinos and Latinos, they're amazing. Um, but I've had white women that really stood up for me, who've had my back. So but generally in the like whenever there was like a romantic interest with white girls, like white American girls, I was alone. Like they loved me. They said they loved me. Um, Jewish women are different though. I love Jewish women, and I can make a whole nother video because that's one of my favorite types. Again, they Mediterranean European, Sephardic Jewish women, even Ashkenazi Jewish women I like a lot. But they are different. So I wouldn't. I mean, they're white basically culturally in a lot of ways, but I'm not going to throw them in this thing because white Jewish women are different. They're very unique. There's a cool thing about Jewish Ashkenazi even. All right, there's a whole nother thing going on there in my experience, and I like it. Anyway, black women, big quotes, have made me resilient, competent, and capable. But also cut my balls off. Uh, that might also just be a function of how I am in those relationships. It could be the dynamics that I created in those relationships. So just being transparent. All right. And then finally, in the bedroom, caveat, let me be clear. I've had more sexual experience with other breeds than the white breed and the black breed, okay? So outside of white chicks and black chicks, I've been with other groups. And again, white Europeans are outsiders, and women from the African continent are outsiders. I do not consider them part of this conversation. So I specifically avoided and intentionally avoided black women and white women in relationships, sexual relationships, romantic relationships. Ever since I was a child, I just felt like that's not what I want. And so, excuse me, what I'm going to talk about the bedroom stuff is based on very limited intimate experiences with both. Okay. The risks in both situations, risks of being with so-called black women and risks of being with white women was way higher than the benefits from being with them. So I just didn't even open those doors. I got close with a couple, with a couple on both sides, and I just didn't allow myself to really go for it. All right. So I avoided the sexuality with them. So only time I got with white women, like had sexual experiences with white girls and stuff like that, was in a very strong container of consent, and like a sex party or something like that. And it was great. It was awesome. It was wonderful. But it had to be very like strong container, curated event, like a party or somebody's house where there's like 50 eyes on me and her, and I can have and my friends are watching too, and so they know like, okay, this is really happened. Because I just don't care for like he said, she said. I just don't do it. So anyway, white girl magic when it comes to sex, in my experiences, is very playful, very sexual, beautiful chemistry from my experience. It can feel like delicate, very curated, full of gesture and aesthetics. It very like subtle and flirtatious, very performative in my experience. And I did have experiences. I don't like performative sex where it's just like, let me show you how much I'm enjoying this. Like, if you're really enjoying it, you're enjoying it. Like, and you can't help it. And I just don't want a girl hamming it up. Like, oh yeah, this is so great. Oh my God. No, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. We're done. I'm sorry. I gotta go. I got diarrhea. Gots to go. So there's a subtle flirtatious, but there's a performative quality, at least in my few experiences that I had. Consent and clarity can be dubious. And there's a deceptive element that can arise. So I'm very cautious. that fucking guy that got whatever, that I don't know his name, the guy that looks like the typical big black buck, you know, that guy, the big muscular guy that got fucked up by that white girl. Again, he was treating her like a black woman. Like, you don't do that. They're totally different creatures. Don't do that. Okay. So there was a subtle danger and a delicious forbidden element to my sexual experiences with white girls. The few that I had, there's one in particular at a party, and it was curated. I mean, it was like set up. It was very nice. A little blondie, one of the best. There better not be no kids in here. It was one of the best fellatio experiences I had in my life. All right, I said that quietly enough that an adult would pick it up. So yeah, blondie, great. But I just stayed away from it for the most part. Black girl magic, when it comes to the bedroom, physical intimacy, very deep, transparent at all times. Spiritually profound, felt very safe. The love was very there's one experience that I had where we called it off because we had been working up to it. It was a sister from, God, she was from the South somewhere. Pretty girl, you know. And she had more experience than me. I was a virgin, and I wanted to lose my virginity. I never lost it. But, I mean, obviously, when I met my wife, I did. But, ex-wife. She was very... It was beautiful, man. But there was something about it. I think I had so little experience. She was like, "Yeah, man, I'm not gonna take this from you." And I was just like, "No, yeah, okay, let's not do it." All right, but she was great though. She was great. Very kind, but nothing ever happened of it. But if a sexual experience, the two other times that I had it where it got really close, it was like a very bold and clear, okay, you want to do this, we're doing this, right? And it was just like, let's go. With white girls, it was always like, are we doing? Yeah, but no, yeah, maybe, maybe, no, yeah, okay. The consent was not very clear. That's why I prefer European women. They're just, okay, you're chocolate, I like this, let's just do this thing. And then, you know, they're still women, so they're gonna be subtle, but the subtlety is much clearer, and I can actually pick up on the cues, and there's a lot more strong yes, enthusiastic yes signals. With white girls, there were some yeses, but they were like maybes and okays and yes, and I'm like, that's not good enough. But with older white women, like, fuck yes, I mean, they're very good at it. They were older than me, so they're like, yeah, let's do this, and there was some strong, beautiful, amazing sexual experience with older white women. I should probably caveat that too. Younger white women are very different than older white women, at least the white girl magic in different age groups. But again, I'm generalizing, and this is on a very few experiences. I don't really fuck with black girls or white girls. Europeans, yes, but no. Okay. They're not black girl magic when it comes to the bedroom, not very coy, but you know, again, limited experiences, so I can't really give a lot of details here. You know, it's just very real, very authentic in my experiences. Yeah. I honor both. All right, anyway, so that's it. Black girl, white girl magic is real. White girl magic is real. I think it's beautiful. I think we should talk about it. I think we should be honest about it. White girl magic is soft, delicate, you know, elevating, very light, very, very, like, it lifts you up in my experience. Black girl magic, quote unquote, is very grounding, very resilient, very deep. It gets to the core of myself. And one thing too, I also avoided sexual relations with black women because it felt too powerful. Like, it felt like I would fall into an infinite abyss of infatuation and love and devotion and things. I didn't want to give a woman that. I just didn't want to do that. It's too much. I have a purpose in life. I need a woman to be secondary to that, not primary. Okay. And I already did that for 17 years unwillingly, but willingly. And it was a very bad idea. It was one of the worst mistakes I ever made. So actually the worst mistake I ever made, period, hands down. But both black girl magic and white girl magic is life-changing and beautiful and amazing. And if you can get with that, it's beautiful. If you can recognize and you can see it, it's a beautiful thing. And you know, if you can just know what you're dealing with. Obviously, every black girl or Marian woman, but every black girl or white girl is going to be an individual. So you might have white girls that express a lot of black girl magic as far as like that depth and the profundity. And I know black girl magic refers to like specific stuff like hair, you know, all these other things that are like black girl magic stuff. But there are a lot of white girls that have that authenticity, that have that depth, and that have that very deep clarity. They're clear with you. You know, what you see is what you get, and they don't beat around the bush. And it's like you can trust them and stuff like that. And then you have a lot of so-called black girls that, you know, are very soft and very airy-fairy and a very, you know, charming and very light and very deceptive in a lot of ways. That kind of quality. So if you know, been lucky enough to be with both, then you know they don't compete. They're different, and there's beautiful qualities either way. So if you made it this far, I don't know, drop a like or something like that. Drop a black girl and a white girl emoji or something. Make sure the black girl looks like charcoal, okay? Because I don't believe in black people. Mauryan people, we're Mauryan. All right, anyway, so if hopefully this made you feel seen if you're fall into any of these categories. And if you're a man who feels afraid about like racial betrayal and stuff like that, it doesn't fucking matter. You're human, and everybody's human, and we're all the same. So just drop a comment below. Which magic has shaped you the most? Which magic has inspired you the most? And if you're the kind of woman who knows your magic, black, white, Latina, Filipino, European, whatever, follow, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to remember their power. And this is very irreverent stuff, so it is curated. Maybe I could be less irreverent. Maybe I could be less angry and profanity-driven. I don't know. All right. Kaitari, Gisa, Patrick. Oh, what's the difference? I would say if I were to sum it up in one word, black girl magic is very grounding and very authentic. White girl magic is very elevating and very inspiring. And you need both in your life. And that's just my experience. That's not all of them. Okay. European women are a whole nother thing. Jewish women are a whole nother thing. African or sub-Saharan women are a whole nother thing. These are other cultures, and they have different modalities and different ways of showing up in the world. I tend to love Mediterranean, Latina, Filipina, and if I'm going to go like really fair white women, like Northern Slavs and stuff like that. Like I like the look. I mean, I love the look. I also like the Baltics, you know, women from the Baltics, like from Georgia and Albania and Romania. I just love those women. They're just physically attractive, and they're very like authentic. And that's the thing. I like the physical appearance of European women, darker European women, and the authenticity of so-called black women. So that's why I tend to go for like Mediterranean and stuff like that. Yeah, I know. Latinas at the top. Yeah, Latinas are kind of the combination of both of these. I mean, Latina girls like black girl and white girl magic made a baby. That's a Latina girl. Mexican women specifically. Mexican women are great. They're like literally Mexican, Filipina, and then whatever's in the Mediterranean and Baltic states. So, and you know, no hate on white women and black women. I mean, they're great. It's just not like, it's not my preference, but I think they're amazing. I think they're wonderful. I think they're feminine. I think that, you know, and I genuinely believe this. Like, I don't think that you need to go to some other country to find a feminine woman. America has lots of feminine women in the Midwest, in the South, in the, you know, wherever you go. There are a lot of amazing, beautiful women that have a lot to contribute, that are individuals. They're going to show up whatever way they show up. And there's some generalizations that you can be kind of safe to assume for the most part. You know, if you meet a sister, she's going to be sister. Mauryan woman, the black woman, she's going to typically be very authentic. You know, what you see is what you get for the most part, as far as a woman is concerned. Not all women are authentic, but not all black women, big quotes, are authentic, but what you see is what you get. And that's the beauty of Mauryan women that are American. They're just very authentic. And I feel safer with them, but honestly, like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Recently, I've just been like staying to myself. I'm just trying to get over the trauma. There's no trauma. No such thing. Anyway, that's the fuck I have to say about that. I hope you liked it. I hope it served you. This is me being as authentic as I can be. And, yeah. It's late. I'm gonna eat some fucking trash right now. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Stay Apex.